Sing fast, please. Great. An applause for them. An applause for them. Woohoo! Very good. Very good. Are you okay? Do you have a good physical condition? Then you are prepared to be entrepreneurs. Now, I will do something here, which is, are you feeling some pressure on your arms? Can you jump a bit on top of the mattress? Are you there? Can you jump a bit? Yes? Good. They support you. Perfect. That's good. You are safe? Do you feel safe? Yes. Let me go there to the left, right? Good, 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 good. A lot of pressure. Good. Be careful. Now to the right side of the room. That's good. Are you supporting it well? Yes? Okay, good. Can you put now the mattress on the floor and keep your colleagues safe, please? I don't want any accident to happen here today. Be careful with what you have around. Be careful, be careful. To the floor, please, and go to your seats, please. A big applause for them. Now, imagine that I've asked this team to take 30 minutes in this position. You can imagine the physical effort that they would have to take to support her colleague on top if she was keeping jumping on top of the mattress. And you see that the movement of the mattress, it happened safely to, what's your name? Sophia, to Sophia. She was safe on top of the mattress. And when I pushed the mattress to the left or to the right, all the team was together. Now, what did you see on this group, on this team? Who was the leader of the team? I didn't do nothing. I was just coaching the team for them what they should do. Now, the point is, what was the image you had of the mattress? Which image did you get on the room? Which image did you get of the mattress? It was being pressed, right? From the top and from the bottom. It was being pressed. But it was the mattress that was keeping the stability of all the team and the safety of Sophia. And the point is that when we talk about leadership, sometimes we feel like the mattress. I would say every week we feel like the mattress. We are pressed from the top and from the bottom, from the left, from the right. We have the market, we have our team, we have our shareholders. Some of them have given us some money for us to invest. And the point is, we feel like the mattress. We feel pressed from all the sides. And very important, it's really a physical condition that we have to develop on ourselves. Because in the end, and now I want another volunteer. One volunteer, very quick, please. Not Sophia, she was already a good volunteer on the last exercise. Another one, please. What's your name? Muk. An applause for Muk, please. Can you go to the board? And get the pen. Get the pen. Muk, get the pen, please. Sorry, I didn't. It was my fault, I'm sorry. Please write on the top left of the board, pain. The word pain. The second word on the right is effort. And the third one is sacrifice. Sacrifice, close to pain and effort, in the same block. Now you can sit. Thank you very much. An applause for him. Quick, 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 quick. These three words are today out of fashion in our vocabulary, in any language, in any country, in any continent. These three words doesn't make part of our vocabulary in our lives. These three words are very important for the journey we take when we decide to be an entrepreneur, or when we decide to make a project out of the box, or when we decide to make something different with a lot of value to the others. Pain, effort, and sacrifice. We have to love to put our best effort to achieve our dreams. And the second point is that when we put our best effort, pain will arrive, for sure. For sure, it will arrive. Or it arrived already, or it will arrive tomorrow. Pain will arrive. And this brings me to the sacrifice, which is a word that usually we don't like to listen, because sacrifice is something we don't like to have in our lives. But to guarantee that our startup becomes a grow-up, we have to pass through all these three words: pain, effort, and sacrifice. And this leads me to the point, now I need the second volunteer, or a third volunteer, a third one, please, from the people that are stand up on the bottom of the room. One person, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are losing the session. You will not be here only 12 hours. One person from the stand-up. Okay, you can come, please. What's your name? Luis. An applause to Luis, please. Now I need you to write 3 more words on the board, please. On the middle, okay? If you can fit the 3 words on the middle, it's perfect. No, on the middle, from the left to the right, okay? The first one is character, personal character. Exactly. The second one is behaviors. And the third one is serve, to serve. Now you can sit here on one of these chairs if you want. You are more comfortable. An applause to Luis, please. The point is, for us to make this journey, we have to build our personal character every day. This means we need a lot of discipline when we make the sanity check of the decisions we are taking every day with our values. And this is very difficult because it's much more easy for us to decide according to what is more comfortable and not according to what is the best decision for us to be coherent, for us to be aligned with our values. And this we have to work every day to achieve this point. Personal character. We have to build ourselves on this point. The second one is the behaviors we adopt on all of our journey. And our behaviors are the visible part of our human side, are the visible part of our person to the others. It's not what we think, it's not what we say, it's not what we write that counts. What counts is our behaviors. That's what counts. And the third one is to serve. First my team and then me. This is the most critical point for you to be respected and for you to have a reputation within all your ecosystem. To serve and not to be served. First we serve the others, and then maybe there is something for us. First my team, and then me. And this is a journey we have to do ourselves. Now there is a journey we have to do to the others. And now I need a third volunteer, and I think it's the last volunteer. The third one. Now a lady, please. No, another man. No, a lady. One lady. What's your name? What? Kim. An applause to Kim, please. A strong one, a strong one. Woohoo! The pen, you have the pen there, I think. Now please write 3 words. Values. On the third line, yes. Big letters. Thank you. These are the last 3 words you will write. Values. Relationships. and trust. Perfect. Now you can take your seat again. An applause to Kim, please. A strong one. Thank you. Now, we talk about values, but I think the best way for you to understand what is values is to give you an example of what is deciding according to our values. The group where I work with for 2 years and 3 months right now, when I arrived in the group in March 2017, there was a decision that our group took around a very important project in the world. The Vinci Group, for those who don't know the group, we are one of the 50 biggest companies in Europe, one of the 210 biggest companies in the world. And our group has a lot of areas like construction, concessions, energies, IT, a lot of areas. And our colleagues from construction were invited to present a proposal to a strategic project in US. I'm talking about the wall between Mexico and United States of America. And this wall was projected by the American administration on that time. And our group was invited to make a proposal because we were able to do it. And in March 2017, I've arrived in January. I have read an internal news from our global president in the world with our position about that project. And in the same day, a lot of news in all the newspapers in the world came out with our position about that project. And we said this sentence, Xavier Huillard, which is our president, said this sentence to the newspapers. We don't want to touch that wall. That is not aligned with our values. Our group likes to make bridges, not walls. It was a $1 billion contract to our company. It was a lot of money. But it's not aligned with our values. Our group has more than 200 years old. We are a long-term group. It's not for tomorrow. It's not for next year. We have to work according to the sanity check we make every day to our values. Then the second point is, we are talking about values, we are talking about human relations. There was a person which I respect a lot. He was a big entrepreneur who has a big company still running today for 30 years. And on that time, I had a friend, and he told me, when I was promoted and arrived in this group, he told me, Pedro, congratulations for your appointment, but never forget that relationships are more important than achievements. And I was trying to give a meaning in my mind about what does that mean? Relationships are more important than achievements. And today I know that for me this sentence means the following. The ability I have along my life to build and rebuild every day deep and good relationships will bring me the achievements. So it's not for the achievement that we have to work. It's for our relationships. Because in the end, that will bring us the achievement. Think on that. And the third point is trust. And I have to get back to an example of our group. What is the meaning of trust? We have maybe the oldest commercial contract known in the world. It's a contract with 200 years old, renewed in between 3 or 5 periods of 3 or 5 years. And we have renewed that contract for more than, I would say, 50 times along these 2 centuries. And the contract is very simple to explain. It's the illumination support system of the French Parliament. Very simple. 200 years ago, it was done by candles, and today it's done with LEDs, and the digital console controls all the LEDs, so only one person can do that. But 200 years ago, a lot of people were lighting on, lighting off, lighting off the candles. And today it's very simple, it's simple with technology. But the contract keeps alive for 200 years. 200 years. So the point is that technology on this contract means zero. It's not about technology. We have made all the transformation on technology along these 2 centuries. For us, it's about building every year, every day, a long-term relationship with this customer. And that happens because every day our colleagues build trust with the customer. So don't go for values around fashion topics of technology to make your startup. Go to your customer and fix an issue to him. Fix an issue to the problem. If you arrange a solution to a problem, then you have a good startup to grow up. And never forget one thing, is that for us to be happy, we need to share more. In our group, we usually say that the real success is the success we share. That's the reason why we are 200,000 people around the world in our group, and 60% are shareholders of the group. The employees are the biggest shareholder of the group. Why? Because we believe a lot that the real success is the success we share with others. And this is, for me, the main difference between the chief executive officer, that when we put leadership on top of the chief executive officer, you become somebody who gets pressed every day, who gets all the stress from your team, from your customer, from your investors, and you become a chief mattress officer. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this inspirational and different speaker. So now I wanted to call Fred Canticastro. Fred, yeah? Can you come? A round of applause for Fred Canticastro. Who I can say is a founder and chairman on Sonder People, a global shaper, and now building something. I am human, but I hope that he's going to tell some words about it. Thank you.
Do you think? Thank you very much. Achas que eu consigo ter microfone de mão? Okay. So I'm going to. So first of all, thank you very much for being here. If you are here where most people are now partying, you're doing something different, and that's amazing. And the thing is, it's 8:30 already or something like that, and I do not want to waste your time. I really do not want to waste your time. So for this to be valuable for you guys, I needed to participate as well, right? I needed to be active on this. And so I'm going to ask you a question. I know that, by the way, how many people are Portuguese here? By show of hands, okay, 90%. How many are not Portuguese? Okay, around 20, 80-20. Pareto's law, okay. So I'm going to ask you one thing. For the Portuguese, and the other ones will remember for sure, maybe. Do you remember where you were when Eder scored the 2016 goal that made us win the championship? Do you remember? If yes, say yes. Come on, guys, say it harder. Say yes. Okay, so how was that feeling, by the way? Was it good? Not if there's any French people here. And why do we remember what we were doing on the 10th of July of 2016? And why don't we remember what we were doing on the 17th of 2016? Do you remember what you were doing 7 days afterwards, that game? Do you remember, yes or no? No, the same. No, why don't we remember? Because the way our brains operate is that we are always, every time there's a significant emotional event in our lives, our brains scan everything around us And while they scan it, they are looking for the cause of that significant emotional event. And so that's why we remember what we were doing when 9/11 happened. And we remember what we're doing when Eder scored that goal. Here's the thing. We don't remember when we are not at a high emotional state. When we are in a low emotional state, we don't remember shit. And so what I really want for you guys here is to enjoy the most and to take value from my lessons here or for the things that I've learned in the past. But to be able to do this, I need you guys to stay active. Because research shows that if you stay passively just watching me speak, in 2 months, you'll remember 3 to 4% of what I said. And I really don't want to waste your time. But if you take notes, it goes up to 60%. But if you engage your body and your voice and actively contribute to the conversation, it goes up to 90%, even 100%. Who's up for that? Say yes. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to engage our bodies, because I believe you guys did an amazing job today. I've heard of it from the organization. It's long hours, and I really need you guys to make the most out of this half an hour that I have here. I usually have 1 hour for this talk particularly, so I have to do everything in half, and let's try to do everything really at a high standard. But for that, I need you to engage with me. So the first thing that we want to do is just a small exercise to activate our bodies. So if you guys may stand up. Stand up. Okay, let's go. Consegues me micar enquanto eu faço isso? Okay, shake your body out. Shake your body out. Shake the person next to you out. Come on. Shake them out, shake them out. Estamos? Não. Estamos? Não. Blá, 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 blá. Teste, teste. Não. Não, 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 não. Não, 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 não. Não está. Este não está. Quando quiserem. Estamos. Boa. Espetáculo. Okay. So, I want you to remember to close your eyes and to remember what was happening when Eder scored that goal. Close your eyes, and for the ones that do not remember that goal, think about one goal, like a football goal or another championship, where you deeply remember and you felt super excited when it happened. You guys remember one, even if it's not Eder? So, close your eyes, remember, and I'm going to simulate that goal. Just visualize it for now. I'm going to simulate it with my voice. And when I say goal, you have to jump and cheer like you did it when you did that time. And you have to jump and do it with your partners as well. Are you guys ready? If yes, say yes! Okay, so here it is. Close your eyes, visualize it. And it's moving forward. The ball, and here it goes. And he shoots, and it's a goal! Woo! Okay, let's get the energy low again. So here's the thing, we have someone now that can be our role models. These guys are our role models for this exercise. If you saw the level of energy they've put right here, we want to simulate that. We want to emulate that. We want to model that. So we're going to do the same thing one more time, and I need you all to double the intensity. Double the intensity. Are you ready? If yes, say yes! Okay. By the way, out of just pure pleasure of mine, instead of yes, let's just start saying si! Okay, you guys ready? Say si! Awesome. So, visualize it, close your eyes, let's go. And he's going forward, he has the ball, and he shoots, and it's a goal! Goal! Okay, awesome. Who's feeling better than before? Say yes! Okay, a round of applause for you guys. Okay. So we're starting with the right foot. For me, this is a challenge for two things. One, it's in English, and I usually do this in Portuguese, but that's okay. The second is half an hour when I usually do this in 1 hour, or actually my favorite time is 3 hours. So we have to compress this into half an hour. So I hope that you guys can engage with me at this level for the rest of the time. So you can just sit down and that people ask me about being an entrepreneur, or people are starting a business and they ask me some things, or usually actually when people fail at business or in entrepreneurship, or fail to start or fail to execute and do it properly, what is the most common reason? Just shout it just for me to hear. What is the most common reason of failure of businesses? Which ones? Expectations? No money? Excuses? Team? So team, money, excuses, what else? Timing, lack of experience. Okay, these are all great answers, and business can fail through this. But I believe we've been taught in schools and in colleges hard skills. That's awesome, we need them. And now we are starting to get taught soft skills, more social skills. And I think that's awesome. But hard skills and soft skills, they are both combined into something that I call the skill set. And skill set is 20% of the equation. The other 80% is what I like to call mindset. Mindset is the psychology, and usually it's the psychology of the leader that matters the most. Because the leader is the one that needs to be there when things are falling apart. You know, when you're on the plane and something happens and there's a lot of turbulence and everyone is just like looking across and with a bit of fear, and then they look at the waiter, the hostess, yes, and she's just smiling and pouring water. And how do you guys feel? Do you feel safer? So the job of a leader is to bring certainty to an environment where there is not any certainty. And this is all about mindset. And so when I started my business, I was 19 when I dropped out of college. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I just had an idea. And the idea was I discovered, for me it's pretty simple now, but at the time it was a big thing. I discovered that brands nowadays, they wanted to build more real advertising. And instead of traditional aspirational models, they wanted to place authentic people in their commercials. The problem was that authentic people like us, we didn't know that we can do commercials, right? So I saw the gap and I dropped out of college and I started in my bedroom. My first and only investor was my grandmother, and she loaned me some money to start, and I just started there. I had zero experience. I had really, all of you are much more prepared than me to start a business. And so when I started the business, zero preparation, and more than skill set preparation, I didn't have the mindset preparation that for me now is 100% more important, 100 times more important. And I had so many expectations on the day of the launch. It was 7th of September of 2014. We were in my bedroom. We just launched this, and this means that we launched it on Facebook, on Instagram. We launched our website that we've been working for so much time. For 9 months, I slept on a mattress on the living room. This was my life, just building the company, obsessed, a level of obsession that is unmeasurable. And what happened was I launched the business, and my thought was, we did such a great work, clients are going to be coming to us, and the media are going to be knocking at our door, and we launch it, and nothing happens. Literally, nothing happens. No client replies to our emails. I had the money from my grandmother, and what I thought was, I'm going to fail. I'm going bankrupt. Now I need to pay my grandmother back, and I don't even have any money. And I dropped out of college. What am I going to do? And I have this team of 4 people that believed in me and that are almost receiving no money at all. I'm going to fail everyone. This means that I'm a failure. And so I started to go into a cycle, and a cycle of destructive thoughts, a lot of negative mindset. And I remember just being, some days after we launched, being in the room with my team. And we were in the room and we were having like a brainstorm. Like, how can we make the clients notice us? What can we do? What else can we do? And I just felt my heart beating in my chest, like boom, 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 boom. And the blood was running through my veins up to my head. And I started to get the cold sweats. And I was so afraid at the time. It looked like I wanted to get out of my body. That was the experience. And so I was having sort of like almost a panic attack, an anxiety, a strong anxiety attack. I had no idea what strong anxiety was. By the way, who has here felt anxiety before and has the courage to say it, just keep your hands in the air just to see that you're not alone. It's something that if we stress ourselves enough, it's something that we can do pretty easily to feel that anxiety. And so I remember that I had to leave that meeting. I asked my team to leave, and I took 5 days of vacations that for me at the time, especially with the conditioning that we have from newspapers and magazines, that an entrepreneur doesn't rest. It's before 7 a.m. and you should have read one book, meditate, and do lots of stuff. And for me, nowadays, that's complete bullshit. But at the time, I believed it. And so I took those vacations, and I took care of myself. And when I got back, I had an email from one of my first clients that said, for him, it was the most simple day on the earth. For him, it was just an email. For me, it changed my life. And the email just said, thank you, Fred, for your proposal. I really liked your presentation. I'm looking forward to work with you in the future. This was it. For me, it was like fucking celebration. This is what it was for me. Popping the champagne. I didn't have any champagne, but if I did, I will do it. And this taught me one thing, that we all have things in our lives. Who here has ever felt fear before? Hands in the air. The ones that don't are not human beings, so you can just go and see a master robot. And what happens is that we have 2 big emotions in our lives. One is fear. Fear is when we believe that in the future, things will go poorly. It's like it's a negative future, but it's imagined, it's not here. We believe that in the future, so we don't know if it's true, we have no idea, it's in the future, things are going to go wrong. But we have something that is the opposite, because the fear is something that we've been designed biologically to do. Because our brains are not designed to make us happy. They are designed to make us survive. And so they are always and constantly looking for what's wrong. So if anything in the future, like I'm going to give a presentation, I'm going to start a company, I'm going to take a different decision than my peers, the brain starts, holy shit, you're screwed. It's going to go badly. But there's another voice. This is a survival instinct. There's another voice. I like to call it faith. Faith is just an imagined belief. Still imagined. It's in the future that things will go right. And we were not taught that fear is a choice. And faith is a choice as well. The problem with fear is that fear is an unconscious choice a lot of times. And so we have just an unconscious response to this fear. Faith means that we consciously decide that if we don't know what we are going to do in the future, if we have no idea how it is going to turn out, if well or not well, we are going to choose that it's going to turn out well. So thank you, fear, for warning me, but this is going to turn out well. And this is something that, as an entrepreneur, that maybe you are, maybe you want to be, it's something that we need to bring it when we most need it. And it's when, usually, it doesn't come to us. When we are super fearful, our minds are just buzzing around and they don't help. And we need to act and do something about it. So this is something that I do constantly. I've trained myself to do this in a much more easier way. In the beginning, it was harder. So I'm going to do an exercise here with you guys, just for you guys to see how you can just bring that emotion of total and absolute certainty to yourselves whenever you need it. Are you ready for that? Say sí! Okay, stand up. Stand up. You guys are doing amazing. You are participating a lot. Here's what we want to do. So, there are 2 ways to change our emotions in the short term. One is by changing our focus. If we change our focus to something else, we change the emotion. But that's hard when the mind is just buzzing around. The best way and the easier way is by changing our physiology. Because if I entered here, and for those of you that cannot see me, I'm just coming here upstairs. If I entered here and I just walked around like this and said, hey guys, how you guys doing? How is my level of certainty and confidence? How is it? High or low? How are my shoulders? Slumped, right? How is my head? Low or high? Low. My chest. But if I came here, as I think I did, with more attitude and moving myself more and talking louder and faster, then I can evoke in myself a state of more confidence than if I was just walking around like this. If you see a depressed person, how do they look? They're always like this. If you see someone that is passionate for their lives, they just speak like this. because the level of emotion that we have is generated by our bodies. So here's the thing that we want to do. We want to generate this emotion very quickly, whenever we need it. You guys ready? Say sí! Okay, so this exercise is called the maestro. And so, basically I have no idea what is the name in English, but you can see what it is. And so I'm going to raise this hand. And whenever I raise this hand, I need you to stay in a state of total certainty. So your chest is high, you're breathing fully, and you know the Wonder Woman pose? That's it. So you're up and high, and you're feeling certain. And whenever I put this hand higher and higher, you're basically just going to say, ah, and then I'll do it with you. And it's like, ah. And to make this interesting, let's make it a competition. And I see some clear fellas here that want to make it a competition. So, who's ready for a competition? Say, sí. Whose side is going to win? Whose side is going to win? Make some noise, make some noise. Whose side is going to win? Ooh, this side is way better, guys. Make some noise, come on. Come on. Okay, let's see how it goes. Let's try it out. So, I'm going to start with this side. Let's see how you guys go. And by the way, don't just say, I don't really want to waste your time. Be committed. If you do not want to apply anything of this after this, that's okay. But for half an hour, you can be committed to something, right? Fully committed. So let's try it out. Let's go. That's good. When I go down, you go down. Let's see if you guys can do better than that. Way better. Can you guys see me? By the way, everyone can see me? Okay. Mas aqui? Okay. So let's try it out again. These guys are way higher, way higher. Let's try it again. Woo! Starting to have some noise over here. Let's go. Okay, so now you are warmed up. Now we need to double the intensity, okay? And so let's not do it now. When I go with my arm up and I do like this, you scream like it was never before. And don't scream it like, ah! Go, breathe in, and let it go fully. Usually we only experience these emotions at football stadiums. Sports are the only place where it's acceptable for us to experience those emotions. We want to go fully. And when I mean fully, it's like, ah! Give it all you got. You ready? Say sí! Okay, when I go like this, you just go berserk. Okay? With your sound, with your chest, opening up your hands. Okay, let's go. Let's see how this guy goes. Okay, great job. Let's see if you guys can overcome this. I think these guys were a little bit better. Come on, guys, you guys can do something better. Come on. Way better. You guys ready? Okay, let's go. Let's see. Give it louder! Ah! Give it all you got. A hand of applause for you guys. Woo! Who's feeling better than before? Say sí! Awesome, you guys can sit down. With this level of enthusiasm, we can overcome anything. Mindset, 80%, skill set, 20%. And 8 months ago, I had one of the toughest decisions of my life. I will probably say it's probably the toughest. Because for me, quitting college and going to start a business in my bedroom and asking money for my grandma, it was hard, of course, my parents' expectations, but I had no other option. I was not happy where I was. So I had something to do, and I just enjoyed it, and I went for it. The thing is, around 8 months ago, I was coming back with my girlfriend from Rome, and I was journaling. I love journaling, especially when I have decisions to make. And my plan was, okay, we started in Lisbon, then Oporto, then Barcelona. We're doing cool, and now let's just raise venture capital, because until then it was all bootstrapped, all profit generated. I had 0 investors, and I paid my grandmother back with interests. So my plan was, I'm going to get a lot of millions in the bank and hire a great team and digitize the whole thing, transform it into a digital marketplace, and we're going to scale through Europe. That was my plan. But I was journaling and I was thinking, is this really the problem that I want to solve? Am I committed enough? Is this big enough for me to be committed for the next 7 to 10 years of my life to invest this time trying to solve this problem? And the answer was no. The answer was clearly no. I had something bigger to do in the world. At least that was my feeling. And so the toughest decision of my life begun. That was to step down as CEO of my company to chairman, which I'm now am. And I had a friend, one of my best friends. I hired him at Goldman Sachs, and he came to receive much less money than he did there. And I had to talk with him, one of the most painful and hard conversations of my life. But I truly believe that the only way to live a fulfilled life is by living according to who we truly are. It is impossible to live a fulfilling life living by other people's expectations. Here's the problem. We all have a mechanism that is always worried with what other people may think of us. And we all have it. 50,000 years ago, we were in tribes, and we had to survive by being in tribes. Either we had a predator or we froze to death, but if we were not in a tribe, we were going to get killed for sure. And so it was wired into our nervous system. Biologically, we are wired to need the acceptance of others. And the ones that we need the most acceptance from, especially at a young age, is from our parents. And when we grow up, it starts to be by our friends, society in general, and we all have expectations from some people, right? Everyone has expectations from some people. And my question here is, when you got dressed today, who are you thinking about? What you wanted to do? How you wanted to get dressed? Or how people may perceive you? When you chose to what college you went and to what degree you went, whose expectations were you fulfilling? Your parents, your brother, sister, grandmother, society, or your own? This is, for me, the most important decision any human being can make on earth, is to decide to live according to who we are. And although it's painful to live and be fully judged by other people, because if we live according to who we are, we're going to be different for sure. Although that's painful, I think it's better to do that than to have the pain of never living to our full potential. That's at least my opinion. So our ego is always trying to protect us and thinking, what are people thinking of us? But we have something that I like to call our essence. Our essence is who we truly are. It's our true voice, our true nature. That's sometimes very hard to understand what it is, and it's only achieved by questioning the status quo, questioning the expectations that we have from our peer groups, from our parents, from our society. And our essence is who we truly are, that just wants to have fun, be passionate, laugh, as we all do, right? Sometimes it's hard when you have all of these expectations, and one of the expectations that we mostly have as we are growing up is to become more serious, because adults are serious people. Children are always just playing around and being goofing and shit. And adults are just don't do that, right? So we want to become more children again, childish again, childlike again. And so one of the exercises that I wanted to do here today is to guide you on a visualization for you guys to go to the future and to see what the future holds for you, either in your business, either in your personal life, whatever it is for you. It's just something that you can tap into and try and see, if I got rid of all the fears, all the limitations, all of the expectations of others, what will my life be about? And you don't need to go and live that life. No one forces you to do that. But you could just for 5 minutes just see how it could be if all the fears, limitation, and expectations of others, you got rid of them. Okay, who's ready for that? Say "Sue." Okay, so I need to put the music, whoever is coordinating this music, and if you can put the lights down, I will appreciate that. If not, that's okay. I just need you to close your eyes. Everyone, close your eyes. And by the way, I truly believe that it's impossible to have different results by doing the same things that other people. And what we're doing here is different for some of you, or maybe for all of you. And that's okay, because we're doing something that most people don't to achieve things that most people can't. This is where we're going. So breathe deeply and just focus on your breath. Just feel your breath. Feel going in, going out. Going in, going out. And now let's start a journey to the future. Let's see ourselves some years from now. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 6 months, you decide. And see, what are you seeing in your head? Just bring it into your imagination. What are you seeing? What's around you? Where are you at? Who are you with? And how are they behaving with you? And how are you being with them? What are you guys doing? Just look around. Look to your left, to your right. Look up, look down. Just look around and see what's happening. And how does all of that makes you feel? Feel it as if you were feeling it now. Bring that feeling close to you as if you were experiencing it now. Do you smell something on that vision of you, on the future? Do you smell something? Bring in the smell that you're feeling, that you're smelling right now. And are you hearing something? What do you hear? What's happening around you? What are you hearing? And how does all of that makes you feel? Feel it right now. Feel the pleasure, the joy of the people around you, of how you feel. Maybe at peace, maybe confident, but for sure well. Feel it, own it, as if it was today. Now bring one more memory, not memory, one more thing in the future where you will be. With whom? With whom are you? And what are you guys doing? What is the level of your joy and happiness and playfulness and confidence and peace? Pure joy. What are you guys doing? And how does all of that makes you feel? Fix it for 10 seconds. For 10 seconds, Focus on the feeling, focus on the feeling, focus on the feeling. Okay, music down. Music down. How was that trip to the future? Was it good? Was it good? Now, what do we need to do to make that vision become a reality? Because if it's an idea, if it's a dream, it's awesome because it brings emotion to us to be able to execute upon it. But my question to you now, if you know what you were going to be doing in the future, with whom, where, what you guys will be feeling, my question now to you guys is, who do you need to become to be able to create that future? Because I believe one of the biggest illusions we live nowadays is that we can have our needs met instantaneously. We have everything in our pocket. We do not need to work to have anything. Everything is given to us. But to be able to really create the future with the relationships that we want to create, with a sense of mission and purpose in our lives, with amazing experiences and material abundance and maybe emotional and spiritual abundance as well. To be able to do all that, we need to become someone that we are not right now. Because if we were that person right now, we would experiencing everything that you saw on the future, right? So who do you need to become? What skills do you need to have? Character traits. How do you need to be for those people? Because if we want to attract an awesome girl or an awesome boy, we need first to be an awesome girl or an awesome boy. It's an illusion that our level of success in any area of our lives will exceed our level of personal development in each area. It's impossible to be super wealthy if we do not understand wealth before. It's impossible to have an amazing relationship if we are not the person yet who can have that amazing relationship. And so, to end this, I ask you the question, who do you need to become? For me, there are 4 pillars that every entrepreneur should be always focusing about. And for me, this was a mistake because on the beginning, I was just working, pouring my head into work, just working and working and working. And when you work a lot and you don't have a bird's eye perspective, a lot of times you're just running fast but going nowhere fast. So one thing for me that it's unbelievably important for any entrepreneur or person to have is to reflect upon which is the destiny which I would like to arrive. What is the North Star? Doesn't mean that it's super specific and precise, it just means that I have a direction to go forward in life. That's the first part, so reflection. If an entrepreneur or a person it's always busy every day, just doing and doing and doing, and not reflecting, we can just go, but we will end up on the wrong direction. The second is to grow. Because the more we grow, the more we have to give. We cannot give something that we don't have. If you're leaders of organizations or just a player on the organization, everyone is important. If you're doing something, you will not exceed in your results the level of your preparation, the level of your development. So growing first, for me, it's unbelievably important. Unbelievably important because the more we grow, the more we can actually contribute, and adding value is what life is about. Bill Gates is the wealthiest man, or was, now it's Jeff Bezos. Why? Because they add so much value to so many people. Do not ask, how can I raise my salary by 200 euros or dollars? Ask, how can I serve better the people that I need to serve? How can I serve more people? How can I deliver them more value than anyone else? And then the money comes along. Then, of course, if you are growing and reflecting, the third part is execution. Execution is super important, putting in the work. But that's obvious. If you guys are here, you're putting in the work already. The fourth, for me, I just discovered it like 2 years ago, is networking. Because although I believe that personal development is the first thing that you can do to grow to then execute at a level that most people can't, network, knowing the right people, can put you on the places that it will take years of personal growth to get there. But the end question that I leave you here with today is just imagine that life that you imagined 5 minutes ago. Just see it, feel it, smell it, taste it, hear it.
right now. To be able to achieve that, who do you need to become? And that should be the focus of every single day. Become better to achieve more, give more, and live a more fulfilling life. Thank you very much for your